Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So yesterday started off with a bounce around the moving averages, and then as the earnings started coming out, we sort of rallied quite strongly, and we have broken above the flag. So for me at the moment, this is pretty much a potential move to the upside that is brewing. At the moment, we are also top of range, so that's why we've still got these two levels in. So the top of range level is this area right here at 34,925, and the bottom of this range is down here at 34,309. So this 3,500 area is probably the area that is going to be targeted at the moment. Now, what I do want to just highlight here on the daily is left shoulder, head. Is this the right shoulder? Obviously we need to break above the flag for that to happen, so we need to break above 35,400 for that pattern to start playing out. So at the moment, if we start drilling down to the levels we want to be trading, if you look at the 3 hour, we had a bounce around here, then pretty much one big massive exhaustion bar right onto the top of the channel, and then we've just sort of gone nowhere since then. So I would expect some kind of a pullback, and it's going to be probably a small little pullback looking for an opportunity on structure, and there is no structure. So the closest structure is all the way down here in the area of 34,589. I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. So your next thing to do is just pay attention to the 15 minutes here. So you do have a little bit of a triangle forming. There's the bottom, and there's the top. Okay, so ultimately what we're looking for is a break and then a pullback back onto this area here. So what I'm looking for today is a move up, and then I'm looking for a pullback into 34,924. So the move up should probably hit 3,500, bounce off 3,500, then come back to find support. At that point, that is going to be the area to be looking for an opportunity to get long on the 15 minute, and keep your stop as tight as possible. So I would more than likely be looking at either a 120 point stop, or maybe a 200 point stop is probably the better bet to do it. So just drop below the triangle bottom here, and that, because if that does give way, then we're back into the channel. So that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment, and that's a fairly tight 15-minute trade. What could transpire today as well during the European session is we could just drift, possibly break to the downside, come and test the trend line down here, somewhere in the area of 34,750, and then find some support for a move back to the upside. So that is also possible. Just pay attention to that, and you can see if you do drop really far back, something like that, you look at the support that we have there, that is also a possibility. So 34,726 all the way back down to 34,700 I think would be an opportunity. Pay attention to your oscillators on the hour, and you can see they've already crossed over, and you can see your slow moving oscillator is just going horizontal while your faster one is moving down. So that is also potentially a bullish setup that is forming. So if we do get a crossover, it doesn't have to be all the way down, but so long as they're far apart, and I often talk about it, just seeing if there's something in the past which gives us that similar setup. I think there probably is one on the 8 hour. No, not really there. Okay, there's one example there. So you can see we are in an upward trend here. Look at my oscillators. They crossed over far apart, and then you've got a fairly strong, almost a whole week rally before the diversions played out for a pullback back down. So that's kind of the view that I have this morning. Either a triangle break and retest for a continuation and a pretty solid range break setup, or alternatively a bounce off the top of the range here down back into the channel, or just testing the channel break somewhere down into one of these two areas here, 34,726, or alternatively 34,589, and then for a move the upside. So yeah, that's kind of my view at the moment. I think it's pretty well poised at the moment, and the first target area is going to be 3,500 if we don't get there first thing before the pullback, and then break of 3,500 opens up 35,400 for us, and that is my setups for today. So yeah, it's starting to look really interesting. Definitely looking like something that you want to get involved in at the moment, but looking for a little bit more confirmation before jumping in with both feet. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.